Yeah. I was just wondering if you can talk about your work. How much do you like your work?
I love how much I love it. I love my work. I do. I thought about this recently because I was thinking I wanted to move house, and then wanting to move house raised the question of, but where do I want to move to, and what do I want to do, and what would I do if I wasn't in Amsterdam, and all of those questions. And to just kind of think for a minute, actually, I work in an amazing city with some wonderful people. We have like 17 nationalities in the studio, across multinational clients. But at the end of the day, the thing that really makes me happy is just to see the lovely things that we create, and the enjoyment. It's not all enjoyable. There's peaks and troughs of anything, but it's that when those final things get produced and how happy people are with it, at whatever stage of the work. And I didn't want to make this be about me standing here going, look at all the love that I put into my work, isn't it a fabulous thing? Because actually the work comes from the people, and if you can't support the people, if you can't love what they're doing, if you can't help them, then you're never going to get a good thing out of it at the end of the day. So if you want to see the work, go to the website.
So would you say that you rather love the people that work than the work, than your own part of it?
Well, I think there comes a point as a creative director, as an executive creative director, which I think just means you get older and they give you another word at the front of it. You stop physically doing quite so much. I think that's maybe why I've gone back to doing other things. So I am directing, I'm talking to people about things. You become the what if to them. So you're kind of saying, that's interesting, what if you tried this? Have you done that? What else might you possibly do? And the most satisfying thing is to see when stuff moves on, when it does change, when it kind of, or people come back from a presentation. That's been like a hard thing, that you're no longer going to all presentations. So you're like sending people off there, but for them to come back and, it went really well, or they won the pitch, or because you are a contributing factor in that. Like my brother and sister, they're not around me anymore, but they have contributed to who I am. So I think that's recognising that, and I think also having to be a bit selfless in it, because creatively there can be a little bit of, this is my thing, but everybody needs to kind of have a sense of ownership of it and feel that it's part of them too. Yeah.
How do you deal, I assume you sometimes have to deal with clients that you are not ethically 100% behind. How can you deal with putting love into a project that you ethically kind of battle with?
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole kind of ethical aspect of what we do is, it becomes more and more a question for everybody, and you can kind of really dissect it and kind of think, if it was something, if it's a client we really did believe in, then we wouldn't kind of be working with them. But you could maybe just have to reflect on yourself as well, and kind of go, am I making choices in my life of everything that I do, which would mean that I can step away from this? We allow people, if they don't feel right about working on whatever it is, they don't have to work on it. But ultimately, clients come to us in order that we can help them solve a problem, and that's the thing that's interesting for me as well. I don't want to make people do things that they don't want to do. It's not like but if we could concentrate on the problem that you're solving, then that's the biggest thing. If I started worrying about the ethics in absolutely everything, then it just becomes a maelstrom, doesn't it? And you don't know where to stop. Then I'd have to go and live in the woods in a tree house and kind of, which would be nice.
Yeah, it's just an interesting. Maybe you can steer it in a positive way if the company is doing something you don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any room for a designer to influence the policies of the company.
I think it depends where you are in the conversation. If they're seeing you just as supplying design, but if they see you as being part of the brand and are open to discussion and thing, then that's an interesting place to be, because you can kind of inform or and more of our clients, sustainability is a really important thing for them, and but it isn't the thing that they want to shout about the brand, it's just something they should be doing as a brand. So being able to find that balance is interesting as well. Does anybody want some sweets? Okay.
Have you ever done anything really stupid?
Have I ever done anything? Oh God, yes. Walked the Inca Trail. And actually, before I even set off on it, I knew I shouldn't be doing it. And by the end of it, I definitely knew I shouldn't be doing it. The Inca Trail was amazing. The love didn't last. Well, listen, it's been a really interesting thing for me to do, to just kind of reflect on things. In the future, I might try and give myself a little bit more time to do this. But you know what? I think sometimes if you just kind of go at things with kind of energy and conviction, then you get what you feel in your heart anyway. So I hope you enjoyed it, and please come and get some love hearts.